Hello. In this unit, we've learned a lot about the different ways to utilize digital media, and I thought it was interesting to focus on the benefits of utilizing digital media in the classroom. The first reason that utilizing digital media in the classroom is important is because it's super engaging for students. It allows students to learn in a different way that is not just a teacher talking to them. So that can include videos or digital manipulatives, which I've included here on the screen. In my classroom, we utilize digital manipulatives a lot, where I show them on the screen and then students are able to use them. So it allows students to get a lot more interested in the thing that they're learning. Also, it allows students access to problems or information in a different manner. So instead of just posting it up on the board or just speaking it out loud, students can go back and reference their lesson online, whether it's through Google Classroom or whether it's through their own independent research, which I think is really helpful. Another thing that I've included on the screen is a digital library because in my classroom we use these a lot. I like to put these up on my Google Classroom for my students, and then they can access whatever books they want on the topic that we're discussing in class in their own time, whether that be in class or at home. Of course, they still read on their own time, but this is another way to engage them by allowing them to listen on the computer to books that are relevant to the topic that we're discussing. So these are just a few ways that I utilize digital media in my classroom, and it really engages my students in a new and really great way. This is a quote that I found that I thought was really great. It says, "Digital video can allow you to enhance or compress content as well as engage students in critical thinking." And I completely agree with this. The second reason that it is really great to utilize media in the classroom is because it can allow students to get involved. Students can learn to utilize the digital media that you're using to teach in order to share what they've learned. So, in my classroom, one example, and I included a photo down here, we use this website called Flipgrid. So, students do their own research on a topic and then they create an informational video on their own and are able to share it later with their classroom mates. So, this allows them to do their own research on a topic that we're discussing in class, and then they can make a video to share what they've learned and teach their peers. I really enjoy this project, and so do the kids, because it's allowing them to teach each other information, and they love to make the video and see themselves and design it in their own way, and it really lets them get involved in their own learning. Another thing is that students can access digital resources to extend their learning. So, students can go on websites in their own time within class time or at home to extend what they've learned in class instead of the lesson just ending where you've left it at the end of your speaking or your teaching. Students can go and do their own research using the different technologies that we've taught them. Some other forms of media that I really like to utilize in my classroom are Kahoot. The students love this. This is like an interactive test game, and my students love to do this. We can play it for fun games or also for practice in whatever content we've learned. And also Pear Deck, which is like an interactive slide presentation. You can make your own slides in Google Slides, and then your students can respond to it. They can do problems in it. And it's a really great way to get the students involved in their own learning instead of just teaching through a PowerPoint slide and moving on. The students can be involved in their learning. The third reason is it allows for learning flexibility. When allowing students to utilize digital media in the classroom, they're able to work independently at their own pace. Pace. Everyone is not expected to be doing the same thing at the same time. Teachers can differentiate the content that they put out for each student depending on the need. I have found this in my classroom during independent reading time that not all students are reading at the same level. So if I send students back to their desk with all the same book, not all students are going to be able to access this. But by allowing students to utilize the media that we've taught them about, such as reading websites or reading curriculum websites that we have, reading programs, this allows students to continue to practice the skills that they have and that they need, but on their own pace and on their own time. Not everyone is required to be doing the same work. Everyone is doing work that I have sent out to them digitally that they know how to utilize that will help them at the place that they are in. So this allows me to differentiate within students, which is so helpful to me as a classroom teacher. The fourth reason is it allows for connected learning. Through various forms of digital media that we talk about in the classroom and that we've utilized in the classroom, students can easily work collaboratively in person or at home using this media. So sometimes students are able to work on projects together, and with programs such as Google Docs, Google Drive, all those things, students are able to work together on projects, whether they're in the class or at home. This is a really great resource that we've taught our students about that allows them to work with one another. Students can also gain knowledge from others outside of the classroom. So whether that's us posting videos from other teachers in other places or us showing them work from students of past years, they are able to learn from people who are not just me and learn from people outside of the classroom through this digital media. And students can learn to make connections with those outside of their classroom. So even at a young age, we can start teaching students how to digitally communicate through our digital media that we utilize in the classroom. Our big idea of this whole thing is that utilizing digital media in the classroom has a variety of benefits to students and teachers. By utilizing digital media in the classroom, students can learn at a very young age how to properly navigate the digital space. They can learn how to use many of these really helpful programs that we are even teaching with. Students can extend their learning and share their learning with their peers through digital media, such as videos like I talked about. And students and teachers are able to allow students to work at their own pace by allowing students to work on different digital resources. So not everyone is expected to be working on the same content at the same time. Utilizing digital media in the classroom is so helpful to us. Here are my references.